powered by Reviting, streaming from the Reviting Digital Studio. It's the David Daily. Exploring frontier technology, artificial intelligence, quantum innovation, and the intersection of faith, funding, and the future. Here's your host, David Goki.
David Daily Show, excited to be here for another episode of Quantum Updates, News, and all of the things today. So we're going to jump right in, starting with funding topics first, and then we'll jump right into quantum topics, and then we'll jump right into faith. So here are the top funding, faith, and quantum news, plus a ticker for today's live stream. So if you're interested in the news, just check them out below. So we have Telangana AI Innovation Hub launches at Davos. So today you can maybe see that President of the United States gave a speech at Davos, and Telangana's chief minister announced that the launch of the Telangana AI Innovation Hub, TAIH, is launching today at the World Economic Forum in Davos, positioning it as a global proving ground for scalable AI and deep tech development, including quantum and chip technologies, according to the Times of India. The enterprise collaboration is in focus. Also, Quantum with two U's is preparing for an IPO. Quantum is a quantum computer leader, majority owned by Honeywell, is preparing to file a draft registration for a U.S. IPO, potentially creating one of the first major pure play public quantum technology companies and affording broad investor interest, attracting lots of interest from broad investors. Also, we can see that third, AI deals are funding startup activity. Startups, especially in AI, are increasingly involved in funding and acquisitions activity, even as major tech companies pull back from large M&A deals. Contributors to robust transactions continue in early 2025, according to LinkedIn News. And now that we're in the quantum era for digital asset infrastructure funding, Project 11 secured capital focused on building post-quantum security infrastructure for digital assets, collaborating with major blockchain ecosystems to prepare cryptographic systems for the quantum future, according to PR Newswire. In other news, European startup funding trends, AI-related funding continues to boost overall startup activity in Europe, with rising acquisition and investments counting even as big tech direct deals wane, a signal of decentralizing innovational capital, according to LinkedIn. All right, now we'll transition over to our top AI and faith news. So in AI and faith, Notre Dame gives a $50 million grant for faith-based AI ethics. Again, that's Notre Dame with a faith-based AI ethics. The University of Notre Dame received a $50.8 million grant to support the Delta Network, DELTA network, building a faith-inspired ethical framework for AI that emphasizes human dignity, agency, and love, positioning faith as a central voice in ethical tech design, according to the Catholic Review. Also, Faith and AI mission calls for cooperation in 2026. AI and faith's leadership urged global cooperation between faith organizations and tech communities to guide AI development with human-centric values, emphasizing dignity, liberty, and purpose as AI becomes more integral to society. Also, interfaith engagement on ethical AI, leaders across Christian ethics of AI, seeking shared moral ground as technology reshapes lives and communities. Also, according to the Jewish Insider, nonprofit security grant program advances. Congress is advancing a $300 million nonprofit security grant program relevant to faith-based organizations, highlighting the intersection of public policy, community safety, and institutional support for nonprofits in 2026. And finally, to round out our AI and faith news, AI dialogue with congregations is continuing. We see faith communities are now asking practical questions about AI tools, ethics, and human responsibility, moving beyond theatrical concerns into programs and conventions that impact worship, teaching, and community life. Synthesis of faith trends from AI and faith. And that rounds out our AI and faith segment. So we will move quickly to our top 5 quantum news segments here on the David Daily Show. Quantum error correction effort launches in Germany. A consortium, including NEQXT, Fraunhofer IAF, and Point and GIMH, launched the SMQC 2025 project to advance quantum error correction, a key step towards reliable and scalable quantum computing hardware. Secondly, quantum stacks off and stocks are off to a strong 2026 start. We see that quantum computing in 2026 is going very well. Stocks have shown a strong early momentum this year, reflecting growing investor interest as the sector approaches practical advances and commercial milestones, according to Yahoo Finance. In PR Newswire, we see that Project 11 advances post-quantum crypto readiness. Project 11's work on a post-quantum security protocol is moving forward as the infrastructure signals industry readiness and, in fact, planning for quantum risks, especially in digital asset management and blockchain cryptography. Fourth, we also know that in CES 2026, we saw a highlight of AI and quantum integration. Specifically, in CES 2026, we showcased cutting-edge demonstrations of AI and quantum intersections with shows from IBM, D-Wave, and others spotlighting immersive tech, computing platforms, and integrated solutions. And finally, quantum predictions for 2026 reflect expansion. Industry experts predict that in 2026, we will see accelerated milestones in qubit connectivity, error correction, and quantum architecture, with a growing market for software, security, and hybrid computing applications, according to the Quantum Insider. In closing, today's news show is all about the capital that's flowing where execution meets real impact. And in fact, faith plays a huge voice in shaping ethical frameworks for technology, and quantum computing is shifting from promises toward practical progress. As the year unfolds, the David Daily Show will continue bringing leaders clarity of the intersection between funding, faith, and the future. If you'd like this to be a more structured show, please tune in regularly and make sure that you're commenting on the videos across all major platforms. We're incredibly blessed and thankful to have each and every one of you here on the David Daily Show, where we provide daily updates on news, funding, faith, and future tech. And that concludes our show for the day. Thank you so much. It's incredibly grateful to have each and every one of you joining us live from everywhere in the world. Signing off from the David Daily Show today. See you on the next show.